Throughout history, betrayal has played a pivotal role in the outcomes of wars, sometimes turning the tide of battles or even altering the course of history. The stories of treachery are as old as warfare itself, often involving shifting loyalties, secret plots, and the devastating impact on those who place their trust in the wrong hands. This video delves into some of the most infamous betrayals in war, showcasing how treachery has shaped military and political landscapes. 1. The Betrayal of Julius Caesar by Brutus, 44 BC. Perhaps one of the most famous betrayals in history, the assassination of Julius Caesar by his close friend, Marcus Junius Brutus and other conspirators, is a classic example of how treachery can have far-reaching consequences. Caesar, who had declared himself dictator for life, was seen by many senators as a threat to the Roman Republic. Despite his personal relationship with Brutus, who was like a son to him, Caesar was stabbed 23 times on the Ides of March in 44 BC. This act of betrayal did not restore the Republic, as the conspirators had hoped, but instead plunged Rome into a series of civil wars that eventually led to the rise of the Roman Empire under Augustus. 2. Benedict Arnold and the American Revolution, 1780. Benedict Arnold's name is synonymous with betrayal in American history. Once a respected general in the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War, Arnold became disillusioned with the American cause, feeling underappreciated and slighted by his peers. In 1780, Arnold plotted to surrender the strategic fort at West Point to the British in exchange for money and a commission in the British Army. The plot was foiled when the British courier, Major John Andrade, was captured with documents revealing the scheme. Arnold fled to the British side, where he served as a brigadier general, but he was never trusted by his new comrades. His name remains a byword for treachery in the United States. 3. The Fall of Constantinople and the Betrayal of the City, 1453. The fall of Constantinople to the Ottoman Turks in 1453 marked the end of the Byzantine Empire and the beginning of Ottoman dominance in the region. The city had withstood numerous sieges over the centuries, but this time, treachery played a critical role. According to some accounts, a gate known as the Kirka Porta was left unlocked by someone within the city, allowing the Ottoman forces to enter. Once inside, they quickly overwhelmed the defenders. While the identity of the person responsible for leaving the gate open remains unknown, this act of betrayal led to the fall of one of the most formidable cities in the world and the collapse of a 1,000-year-old empire. 4. The Defection of Videnquisling, 1940. Videnquisling's betrayal during World War II has made his name synonymous with traitor. Quisling was a Norwegian military officer and politician who collaborated with Nazi Germany during the occupation of Norway. When Germany invaded Norway in 1940, Quisling declared himself head of a new government, aiding the Nazis in their takeover. His collaboration made the German occupation easier, but it also earned him the hatred of his fellow Norwegians. After the war, Quisling was tried for treason, found guilty, and executed. His name has since become a term for someone who betrays their country by collaborating with an enemy. 5. The Betrayal of the French Resistance by Klaus Barbie, 1943 to 1944. During World War II, Klaus Barbie, known as the Butcher of Lyon, was a Gestapo officer responsible for torturing and executing members of the French resistance. His infiltration and betrayal of the resistance network led to the arrest, torture, and death of countless freedom fighters. Barbie's most notorious act of betrayal involved the capture of Jean Moulin, a leading figure in the French resistance. Moulin was tortured by Barbie, but refused to divulge information, ultimately dying from his injuries. Barbie's actions severely weakened the resistance in France, and he became one of the most wanted war criminals after the war. He was eventually captured and tried for crimes against humanity, serving as a stark reminder of the devastation wrought by betrayal in war. 6. The capture of Saddam Hussein. The Betrayal by Mohammed Ibrahim Omar al-Muslit, 2003. In the context of modern warfare, the capture of Saddam Hussein, the former president of Iraq, was facilitated by a betrayal within his inner circle. After the US-led invasion of Iraq in 2003, Hussein went into hiding. For months, he evaded capture despite an intense manhunt. It was only after Mohammed Ibrahim Omar al-Muslit, a trusted member of Hussein's inner circle, provided critical information to US forces that they were able to locate him. Hussein was found hiding in a small underground bunker near his hometown of Tikrit. The betrayal of Muslit, who was reportedly motivated by the prospect of financial reward, led to Hussein's arrest, trial, and eventual execution, marking the end of an era in Iraq. 7. The surrender of Singapore and the role of the double agent, 1942. During World War II, the fall of Singapore to Japanese forces in 1942 was one of the most significant defeats for the British Empire. While many factors contributed to the loss, the role of a double agent, Patrick Heenan, was particularly damaging. Heenan, a British Indian Army officer, had been passing intelligence to the Japanese, including crucial information about British air defenses and troop movements. His betrayal undermined the British war effort, leading to the swift Japanese victory in Singapore. After his treachery was discovered, Heenan was court-martialed and executed. The loss of Singapore was a massive blow to British prestige and a turning point in the Pacific War. 8. The betrayal of Allied plans by the Cambridge Five, 1930s-1940s. The Cambridge Five were a group of British spies who passed secrets to the Soviet Union during and after World War II. The most prominent members were Kim Philby, Donald Maclean, Guy Burgess, Anthony Blunt, and John Cairncross. These men, recruited by Soviet intelligence while studying at Cambridge University, infiltrated key positions within British intelligence, the Foreign Office, and the military. Their betrayal had far-reaching consequences, as they provided the Soviets with information that compromised Allied plans and operations during the war and the early Cold War. Philby, in particular, rose to a high-ranking position in MI6, making his betrayal all the more damaging. The Cambridge Five's activities were eventually uncovered, leading to a significant scandal in Britain and a reassessment of Western intelligence practices. Betrayal in war is a theme that resonates through history, highlighting the fragility of trust and the devastating impact of treachery. From ancient times to the modern era, these stories of betrayal reveal how a single act of treachery can alter the course of battles, wars, and even entire empires. Whether motivated by personal gain, ideology, or coercion, the actions of traitors have left indelible marks on the pages of history, serving as cautionary tales for future generations. Thanks for watching.